Hi, future bureaucrats of India. Welcome to LearnStroke IAS Crack Prelims 2023, where we discuss Prelims test series questions entirely based from current affairs and magazines. So let's go to the first question. Solve the answers with me. Here we go to the first question. Consider the following statements regarding Extended Fund Facility, EEF, a typical UPSC type question. This time also, they asked a question like this. Extended Fund Facility, EFF. Option number 1. It is a variable spread loan from the IBRD, the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, World Bank, for medium-term balance of payments problems because of structural weakness. So it's a immediate loan grant by the IBRD for medium-term balance of payments. Statement number 2. The EFF was established to provide assistance to countries experiencing serious payment imbalances of structural impediments or slow growth or an inherently weak balance of payment position. So it's an explanation of that. And statement number 3, the resources made available under EFF are subjected to a commitment fee which is levied, and that is not free. So what is the answer that we have to find out? So basically it is not free that we have to know here. So 1 is 1, 2, 3. Which of the following statements are right? 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 1 and 3. So what is the answer to this question? Let's find out. It is a variable spread loan from the IBRD for medium-term balance of payments problems because of structural weakness. The statement is false. This EFF facility is created by IMF, International Monetary Fund, or the IMF. It is not a project of World Bank or IBRD. So statement 1 is wrong. So automatically statement A and D is eliminated. And the EFF was established to provide assistance to countries experiencing balance of payment issue, slow growth, and imbalances, structural imbalances. Absolutely right. This loan, because Sri Lanka is in the news, the Sri Lankan economic crisis in the news, and everybody wants to know Sri Lankan crisis, and this Sri Lanka is also trying for this EFF facility. So Sri Lanka is a very typical example of this position. And the resources made available in the EFF are subjected to a commitment fee. Absolutely right, because it is not free. There is a commitment fee which IMF charges. So the answer would have been, you can just see, the answer would have been 2 and 3 because statement 1 is absolutely false. So why was this question asked? Significant progress in talks with Sri Lanka, says IMF. International Monetary Fund says Sri Lanka is on track. And the EFF arrangement, we will reach out to an EFF arrangement. So this is the reason why this question was asked. So read more such things. And whenever there is a EFF, you should know. It is given for medium-term balance loan given for the structural weakness that require immediate address. And when IMF has a lot of schemes like this, you can just take a look at this. Which are the other important schemes like this? You can see the SBA, standby arrangements, extended facility fund facility, which we are discussing now. And what is PLI? Precautionary and liquidity line, flexible credit line, the standby credit facility, extended credit facility, ECF, policy coordination instrument, PCI, policy support instrument, PSI, the RSF, Resilience and Sustainability Facility. All these are available things for IMF. So there are various other arrangements through which IMF grants funds to different people, different countries, etc. So apart from the compared to the standby arrangement assistance, this is actually much more medium-term structural reforms. And you can say that Sri Lanka is a good example because it has a balance of payment problem and it has structural issues in the economy. So such amount, the loan that IMF is giving is more over towards a medium term, and countries like Sri Lanka, which has a big time problem. And you can see that the policies need to have a structural imbalance, and the size of what is the IMF lending and how does it happen and how much can you borrow. It depends upon the size of the borrowing under EFF, and it's guided by the country's needs, capacity to repay, and a lot of criteria decides that whether you will get the money, how much money you will get. It's a lot of criteria which is actually given here. And definitely the loan that you take is subjected to certain number of fees. So this was the question, and I've already discussed some of the other instruments that IMF has. So read more about this. Definitely a very possible thing that UPSC normally usually asks. So let's go to the next question. The Snake Island appeared in the news. Where is it located? Simple question. If you have read the newspaper, see if you get the answer. It is located in Slovakia, bordered by Poland to the north and Ukraine to the east. It is located in Hungary, bisected by the Danube River. It is an island belonging to Ukraine, located in the Black Sea. It is located in the deep glaciers of Norway. What is the answer? If you read the newspaper, you must have easily got the answer. The answer was, it is an island belonging to the Ukraine, located in the Black Sea. And the reason is why the Russia-Ukraine war, you must have seen, why Russia couldn't hold on to strategic Black Sea outcrop, the Snake Island. It's a very, very strategic because of the gas and the energy reserves that it has. This region called Snake Island, it's actually in the shape of an X and very, very old. It's as old as the Greek tales of Achilles. You must have at least watched in the movie Troy that you know really the Greek history of Achilles' heel, the great Achilles. You must have read about Achilles. And you can see this is locally known as the Zmini Island. It's called as Zmini Island, and it's near Danube River. And this place is exposed attacks from all direction, air, sea, water, and it's completely described as the sitting duck. Played a very important part in the Russia-Ukraine war. And it's called the Serpent Island or the Zmini in Ukrainian. It's actually described as an egg-shaped island, and it is roughly in the mouth of Danube to the southwest of Odessa. And as I said, Trojan War, Troy is very popular. It is as old as, the mythology says, it's as old as the Achilles time. And recently it was a battle of dispute between Ukraine and Romania. They had a boundary dispute, and the island was actually having a dispute. And that was settled in 2009 by the International Court of Justice. So there was a dispute between Ukraine and Romania for this. Very, very significant for oil and gas reserve. So know this, Snake Island, it is in the news. So read more on this. And moving on to the third question, here we go. Consider the following statements regarding leprosy treatment. What is leprosy treatment? The clofazimine is a key drug for the treatment of leprosy, which had been in short supply in the Indian market. So the clofazimine, a key drug, is actually low on target, low on supply. Clofazimine has shown activity against multi-drug resistance tuberculosis, and has been recommended by WHO to treat the drug resistance. Third statement, leprosy is an infectious disease that causes severe disfiguring skin sores and nerve damage in the arms, legs, skin around your body. Which of the following statements are correct? 1 only, 2 only, 3 only, all the statements are right. What is your answer? Solve it. The clofazimine is a drug for the treatment of leprosy, and it is in shortage in the recent times. Absolutely right. Clofazimine is a very good drug for the treatment of leprosy, and it's actually not in stock. So that is the reason why the news came. Clofazimine has shown activity against multi-drug resistance tuberculosis. Perfectly, absolutely right. That is the reason why WHO has recommended to treat this for the resistance. And the third statement, what is leprosy? Leprosy is an infectious disease, right? That causes severe disfiguring skin sores, true. And nerve damage in the arms, true. Legs, skins and around the body, all the statements are right. Statement number 3 is also right. So the answer is obviously 1, 2 and 3, because all the statements are right. So you know what do you mean by leprosy. And let's see why it is in the news. Concern over acute shortage of key leprosy drug in private sector. Essential leprosy regimen drug not available across India. Why leprosy elimination must not be forgotten in post-COVID time. So a lot of articles makes it important in the recent times. And let's see the answers. Leprosy is a dreaded disease and with a potential risk of transmission. It can transmit, and you can catch leprosy if you come into a close contact or a repeated contact with nose and mouth droplets from someone with untreated leprosy. So the risk of transmission is always there. And we have already discussed what is leprosy. And according to WHO, leprosy is endemic. It's not a pandemic. It is endemic in several states and union territories of India. And you can say the annual rate is 4.56 per 10,000 population. So it can transmit a lot. And you can also see there are three important drugs which is called as, apart from clofazimine, you can also see the rifampicin and the dapsone are also important drugs for leprosy. And you can see what is MDT is the multi-drug treatment of multibacillary leprosy. So this is MD, you can just see MDT. So it's a very tricky one. So remember, it's multi-drug treatment of multibacillary leprosy. So it's clear, MDT. So you have to know. And children are more prone to get leprosy than the adults. It is something to be noted. And what is NLEP? National Leprosy Eradication Program is also part of this. So read more about leprosy and the related aspects of this. Let's move to the next important question. Here we go. Consider the following statements regarding the intelligence, fusion and strategic operations called as the IFSO or IFSO. Intelligence, fusion and strategic operations. Option number 1. It is the official arm of Interpol to lead investigative support such as forensics, analysis and assistance in locating fugitives around the world. And option 2. It was once previously known as CyPAD, Cyber Prevention Awareness Detection. The name of the cyber cell was changed from CyPAD to IFSO in 2021. What is the answer? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. What is the answer? Let's find the answer. It is the official arm of Interpol to lead investigative support such as forensic analysis, computer location and locating fugitives around the world. Absolutely false. When I said Interpol, nothing to do with Interpol. This is all about India. It's all about Delhi Police. It is a special, IFSO is a special unit of Delhi Police. When you hear the word IFSO, intelligence fusion, you might think that it is actually Interpol, but the answer is Delhi Police. It was previously known as CyPAD. Yes, statement number 2 is right, 1 is wrong. So what is the answer? The answer is 2 only, because CyPAD or Cyber Prevention Awareness Detection was true, and later on they changed it to IFSO. So it is an initiative, wonderful initiative. Why is it in news? The alt news, Zubair arrested, Mohammed Zubair arrested. What is IFSO? A brief history of IFSO. Alt news co-founder Mohammed Zubair brought to Bengaluru by IFSO unit of Delhi Police. So what is IFSO? It's an intelligence special unit for managing complicated and sensitive cyber crimes. So it is basically to manage sensitive cyber crimes, including those the victims who are women and children. And this has, the IFSO has got a wonderful cyber lab and cyber forensics capacities. They can recover deleted data from mobile phones, hard drives, use forensic servers, carry portable forensic tools for on-site examination, extract data from the newest Android and iOS phones, and even extract data and deleted files from Chinese phones. So it's a big computer-based cyber crime management unit that Delhi Police is having. Previously it was called as CyPAD, and now it was changed in 2021 by the Delhi Commissioner Rakesh Asthana. So this is important. So read more about this, and IFSO is a fantastic unit that Delhi Police have. Let's move on to the next question and the last question of Crack Prelims 2023. Fifth question. Consider the following statements regarding the Unlawful Activities Amendment Bill. The unlawful activities or the UAPA Amendment Bill 2019. Option. The bill amends the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. Second, the bill empowers the central government to designate organizations as terror organizations, but doesn't designate individuals as terrorists. So it's basically the organization that comes under UAPA, not individuals. The schedule lists many treaties, and one of them is International Convention of Suppression of Acts of Nuclear Terrorism of 2005. Is it added in this? Let's see the answers. 1 only, 2 only, 3 only, 1 and 3. What is the answer? Let's find out. The bill amended Unlawful Prevention Act 1967. Absolutely true, because that act was amended. Statement number 2. The bill empowers the central government to designate any organization of terrorist organization. Yes, but doesn't designate individual as terrorists. No, statement is wrong. The central government has the power to just like they label an organization as terrorist organization, it also has the power to label an individual as terrorist also. So statement 2 is wrong. And statement 3, it talks about more than around 9 treaties, and one of the treaties is definitely International Convention of Suppression of Acts of Nuclear Terrorism. So that statement is also right. So what is the answer? The answer would have been 1 and 3. And why was this question asked? You can just see Udaipur Taylor killing. The country is shocked by the Udaipur Taylor killing. National Investigation Agency takes over the case under UAPA. So who can take over the case? Can NIA take over a case? Can NIA take over a UAPA case? Definitely NIA has, according to the amendment bill, NIA has, the National Investigative Agency has the right to take over the case. UAPA necessary to act against terrorists, Union Minister K. Singh. So a lot of articles of UAPA, and let's find out why. It replaced 1967 Act, and the central government can label any organization as terrorist organization if it commits or participates in acts of terrorism, if it prepares for terrorism, if it promotes terrorism, and even individuals can be named in that. Under the Act, an investigation officer is required to obtain the prior approval of the DGP if they need to seize something, seize properties, etc. And the investigation cases may be conducted by officers, not normal officers, above the rank of Deputy Superintendent or Assistant Commissioner of Police. Only from that rank you can actually investigate a UAPA case. And yes, as the newspaper said, NIA takes over. NIA has the power, according to this, to take over this case. And there are a lot of conventions written in this, and you can see Convention for the Suppression of Terrorist Bombing, Convention Against Trafficking of Hostages. The bills add 9 treaties, and one of them is Acts of Nuclear Terrorism. So very important article and amendment that you have to read more on this. So this was the 5 questions of the day, and I hope you will read more and subscribe to our channel LearnStroke IAS Current Affairs, where you will get all those questions, and share it with your friends who are preparing for civil services. Find out all the answers and read more and more.